Hi, today I will be talking about my impression of the Gettysburg Address by Abe Lincoln and the I Have a Dream speech by Martin Luther King Jr. I believe that these speeches are very great, and if you lived in the timelines that these speeches were spoken in, I believe that you would be truly moved, and your opinions of current society would drastically change. Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln started like this in his Gettysburg Address. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war. That is quite sad when you think about it, because if you know anything about history, not even a full century ago, did Americans unite to oppose the oppression brought onto them by the British rule. And now they are in a civil war, killing their fathers and brothers and sisters and mothers. So, to continue, MLK says this about the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Abe Lincoln, just so you know. This momentous decree is a great beacon, light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. That is sad, really. The government promised Negroes freedom, but even though they're not called slaves anymore and people aren't buying and selling them, they are still restricted and treated like lesser than their white neighbor. And to continue, MLK says this: America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds. That was pretty funny, I have to admit, but it's also sadly true. Even though the American people gave them the black people the so-called freedom, they still restricted them and told them what to do without any regard for the black people's feelings. And before I finish, this is a quote from Abe Lincoln. It is for us the living rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have such nobly advanced. They are the soldiers. The soldiers, to me, are truly something sad to be mourned for. They're supposed to fight for America, not fight to divide America. But now they have nobly died to protect their own kind of America. So, in conclusion, I believe that Abe Lincoln and MLK and Martin Luther King's speeches are truly impactful, powerful, and deserve all the praise they have gotten these years.